Hey there, the Games Apprentice back with another EVERCADE video, and this week I'm going to be looking at the Atari Lynx Collection 2, following on from last week's Atari Lynx Collection 1. Is this the definitive Atari Lynx Collection? Am I finally sold on the system? And is there an EVERCADE Gem of the Week? So many questions, it's time for some answers. Let's find out. Now, for more info on the Atari Lynx and for the review of the previous collection, you can check out my video here. On the second collection, there are 8 games. I've only heard of one of them, and I've not played the Atari Lynx version, and I wasn't a huge fan of it anyway. Here they are ranked from worst to best. This is a slow, dull shooter where you fly left to right, but can also move up and down on quite wide levels. The main issues with this game is that instead of shooting stuff, you've just got a massive laser that eliminates everything in its path. And most of the time, you're best off just finding a straight line and sticking to it. Your overpowered ship also fires rockets to stuff below you. And what makes this game especially annoying are the unnecessary size of the explosions, making it really difficult to see incoming fire as they take up most of the screen. I found this game just incredibly boring. Playing it made me just want to take a nap. I was pretty disappointed with this one. This one was the only one I'd heard of. I remember it being better than this, although it was a different version I played as a kid, but it was a long time ago. This is pretty much just 4 bad games in one. Surfing is definitely the best game, feeling a bit like the half-pipe bit off Tony Hawk, but with much fewer tricks on offer. Putbag is hacky sack, and it's about as fun as real life hacky sack. It's just about timing one button and standing in the right place to play keepy uppy. Not exactly exhilarating. BMX is a bit like Trials or Excitebike, I guess, but with less control over your bike, and it's absolutely littered with obstacles that you've no chance to see coming. Moving up and down to avoid them at speed is near impossible. You just have to hope you jump it and that there's no other obstacle where you land. Halfpipe, I just couldn't get the knack of it all. There's obviously some way to get speed up, but the instructions weren't helpful in the slightest. I feel like I had the same issue as a kid too. Even figuring out the controls though for this, I don't think it's really going to improve my impression of the game. Only 4 sports seems a bit tight as well. I'm not sure why skating and flying disc didn't make the cut for this one. If you are a big fan of California games, there's definitely better versions of it than this. I feel a bit bad for this one as it feels like a lot of thought went into it, but unfortunately they got the most important part wrong, and that's the perspective, which totally ruins the gameplay. In Electro Cop, it's sort of like a third-person action game. You can move left and right as well as forwards and backwards, giving it 3 dimensions but with 2D graphics. It's really difficult to tell if the enemies are on the same depth as you, and because it's so zoomed in, it's incredibly hard to see them coming from the side. Within the game, you can find a computer that contains a rubbish version of Asteroids, an okay version of Breakout, and a sliding pieces puzzle game. I had more fun with these than I did with the actual main game. Another shooter, this time scrolling upwards. It's definitely more fun than the previous shooter on here, feeling a lot more traditional with power-ups and enemy patterns. The main problem here though is again how zoomed in it is. Your ship, the enemy ships, the incoming fire are massive. It doesn't make up for this by increasing your speed either, so it's incredibly difficult to avoid enemy fire. You're just relying on all the energy that you've got. It's not a good game. Surprisingly okay and better than I expected. Blue Lightning, you pilot a plane and shoot stuff basically. It's not on rails or anything though, and you've got full freedom of the sky. The problem with this is that you've got no instruments like a radar to actually help you find enemies, so you're just flying around aimlessly hoping that you run into some. Luckily there are lots and you don't have to kill them all. Ground targets are much more difficult, but overall I had mild fun playing this one. Mild fun. This one's a fairly basic arcade racer. Honestly, there's not really a lot to say about it. It looks a bit crappy, it handles and plays okay. Tracks are probably a bit on the short side, and some music would be nice. It's fine to see what racing on the Atari Lynx looks like, but you're probably not going to want to put much time into this one. Now this is a pretty interesting adventure game. It's a little clunky, the jump for example is awful, but you can aim your gun in a few directions, which is nice. You're basically exploring Slimeland looking for your ship. The place is pretty extensive with multiple paths that you can go down, secret exits, and it's filled with various slime creatures. It feels Metroidvania-esque with the map and the exploration. And it's got a wide range of difficulties too, depending on what sort of challenge you're after, whether you want something more action orientated, whether you want to explore, or you want a real challenge where you just die when you're dead. It's definitely worth checking out if you get this collection. My EVERCADE Gem of the Week goes to Chip's Challenge, which is easily the highlight in an otherwise bad collection. It's a top-down puzzle game where you need to pick up the microchips within a level to open the exit and progress to the end. What makes this one so good is that there are numerous rules that get applied to keep the levels interesting. You need to pick up certain power-ups to walk through fire or across ice without sliding. Blocks can be pushed into water to create dirt that you walk on. Coloured keys open that coloured door. There are various buttons that operate different objects in different ways. It has teleporters, thieves that steal your items, as well as countless other rules. Combining these together makes for interesting levels that you need to complete as quickly as possible. Make a mistake and you'll probably have to restart. It's an excellent puzzle game and definitely worth checking out. I remain underwhelmed and unimpressed by the Atari Lynx. I'm sure that, like other EVERCADE collections, there are much better games that are just simply not on these. But for me and a lot of other people, this will be their first and last experience with the Atari Lynx. So put your best stuff out there. Honestly, I just want to see more pride taken from the owners of these licenses. This is your chance to show passionate collectors and retro gaming fans what your system had to offer. I want to see these systems put up a fight, go to war and make the EVERCADE their battleground. It's now or never. No one's going to give a shit about these systems in 10-20 years from now. Cement your legacy. Anyway, rant over. It's not a good collection, is it? Chip's Challenge is pretty good. Todd's Adventures in Slimeland is okay. Nothing else is even worth playing. For that reason, I'm going to score this one a generous 3.5 out of 10. As always, thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you want to see more from the EVERCADE? And don't forget to like the video and click subscribe for more reviews, rankings and hidden gems. I'll catch you next time.